is changing the narrative one episode at a time.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Narrative Podcast. I'm your host, Halsey Allen. Welcome all my narrators. Welcome to this live edition of the Narrative Podcast. The Narrative Podcast is the home of original people and original people culture. So when I say original people, what I mean is Black people. I recently had an epiphany about the word Black and decided to excommunicate that out of my vocabulary. So my original tagline for my podcast was the Narrative Podcast, changing the narrative one episode at a time by destroying negative stereotypes about Black people and Black culture. So now I've just slightly changed it. It is now the Narrative Podcast, changing the narrative one episode at a time by destroying negative stereotypes about original people and original people culture. So for all new listeners, what my platform is designed to do is to do just what I said, to destroy negative stereotypes. The mainstream liberal media does a job at misrepresenting our people and our culture. They paint a negative image of us. They focus the lens in a negative manner and focus on, certain things, certain nuances within our culture, and make generalizations that all of us are that way. And they basically just perpetuate and promote negative stereotypes, and also generate propaganda about our people and our culture. And it's done in the name of profit, to generate headlines and to sell news. The downside of them doing this to us is certain opportunities don't get afforded to us because people outside of our culture view us and perceive us a certain way, because the only frames of reference that they have to go on about us is, what they see on television, what they hear in music, and they just believe, based on those frames of reference, that's what we are and that's what we're about. And there's all kinds of, I can give tons of examples about how negative stereotypes play a role in us not having tangibles, not having us afforded certain liberties and certain freedoms and equality that other people get automatically. So some few basic examples I can get is when an original person gets denied a home loan, because the people don't want an original person living in their neighborhood. They believe that if they sold them the house, then that opens their neighborhood up to crime, specifically drug use and drug dealing, gangs, and whatever. Because the only frames of reference about our culture is what they see on television, what they see in the movies, and what they hear in the music. So what I wanted to do was design a platform where I'm celebrating all of our accomplishments, all of our achievements, and playing up, original people excellence, original people reciprocity, and, just embracing everything about our culture that makes us great. And what I don't do is gossip and negativity. There's enough platforms out there on that. The overall takeaway I want people to get when they listen to my platform is to share, positive content about our people and our content, or positive people about, excuse me, a little tongue tied. What I want to do is to impress upon people the urgency to share positive content about our people and our culture on their platforms. Because whatever you post online is basically your carbon footprint is a representation of you in some small capacity. So that's why I call my all my listeners, all my listening audience, my narrators, because we have the power to change or create the narrative with these handheld devices that we walk around all day with, on our computers, on our phones, on our tablets. What we post online, like I said, is, people equate that to your personality, your upbringing, your heritage. So if we're always posting ratchet stuff, if you're always posting gang culture, thought culture, the powers that be are going to, generate content indicative of what you post online, because they believe, doing their statistical research, you want to see television shows about gang violence and drug culture, thought culture, just the usual suspects. That's what they think. You want to see. You don't want to see educated, original people speaking with educated vernacular, having productive intellectual conversations based on the content that you post. They think you don't want to see that. They think you just want to see gossip, celebrity gossip, original people dragging each other through the mud, roasting each other online, and so they'll just keep on producing content that would depict us in a negative light, that will hypercriminalize our men, hypersexualize our women, and make our children just look like lost causes. So anyway, what I usually do on a live broadcast is I just basically share articles that I've come across, and again, for just to put our culture in context, to provide positive frames of reference about our culture and our people. So people doing positive things, stories about the human spirit, redemption, ingenuity, entrepreneurship, leadership, family structure. That's what I promote in the types of articles that I share, the types of content that I share. So I'm gonna just share some quick articles, and then I'm gonna do a quick to brief all my new listeners what they would be looking forward to on a full broadcast day. I go over my format after I'm done with the articles, and then promote whatever I got going on and let you guys enjoy the rest of your day. So first article I came across, I only got like 3 today, so this is going to be a super light bite. Or excuse me, 4 articles. Well, one is so short, you might as well just say 3, but anyway. The first article I came across, the headline reads, "This 11-year-old helps 20,000 homeless people by giving them blessing bags." And the young man's name is Jaquil Jackson. Jaquil hails from the city of Chicago, Illinois. Or excuse me, I believe his full name is Jaquil Naheem Jackson. And basically he got inspired by watching his mom do some activism in the community, volunteering at a homeless shelter, and that, sparked something within him to make him want to do something to, make somebody's day. So he started putting together blessing bags, and blessing bags is just basically a bag full of goodies, food, toiletries, and a couple dollars. A lot of churches do that for homeless people. They pass out the, religious tract, and then food, and then a couple dollars, like probably like 5 or $10 in ones, and napkins, and sanitary wipes, and things of that nature. If they're a man, probably a disposable razor, and shaving cream, and cologne, and or if they're a female, sanitary wipes, feminine hygiene products, and food, and But it's enough to make somebody's day, and it's definitely a good story about the human spirit, and just showcasing our true nature. That some I often talk about on my platform. The true nature of our people is that of a loving people, that of a patient people, nurturing, teachers, educators, philosophers, scientists. That's the true nature of our people, is to love. That is our strongest, one of our strongest attributes. The other is to endure and adapt. But anyway, kudos to that young brother. He now has started his own nonprofit, and the website is officialprojectiam.com. So you can visit that website and support through donations, see what type of things they got going on. He spread his message to other cities such as Florida, and a few more down south. It's expanding. More people are joining in. He's getting a lot more help. It's so refreshing to see our youth so active and championing the cause, and just caring about something. Because, just taking the race card off the table, like children these days, like all they want to do is play video games and be on their phone all day. But this young man, he's selfless and super active, and wanted to do something to make a difference in the world. So, that's very exhilarating, that's very uplifting, and that's just kind of something we do all the time but never get noticed for it. The only thing they want to notice about us is committing crimes against each other, or, just some random person in society. All right, so on to my next article. The article reads, headline. Some of these, the headline is the article. So, and this is one of them. Headline reads, North Carolina A&T is now officially the nation's largest HBCU with a record-breaking enrollment. So that's it. They had some stats. I didn't write the stats down about their enrollment rate, and all the thousands of original men and women that attend that prestigious learning institute. And then sidebar, colleges started in the motherland. Kemet, to be exact. Like, yes, or as we commonly refer to as Egypt, They housed the very first colleges, universities, philosophers, and intellectuals from around the world would go to ancient Kemet into the libraries and read and study culture. They had the largest library in the world, and that's kind of how colleges started. Like many things started like pretty much Greek philosophy. All Greek philosophy is basically just old African proverbs if you want to keep it a buck. Same thing with Asian culture, Confucius and all those guys, they went over there and studied in that library. Um, okay, so the next post, I didn't write that down exactly what the headline said, but this is basically it's a viral moment, a man by the name of Otis Williams. Um, he is a waste management employee for the city of, or for the state of Louisiana, excuse me. And basically on his way to work, he saw a homeless man living on the streets. Um, got him something to eat, cleaned him up, and then basically got him a job. And now he is self-sufficient again. He had a lot of shortcomings in life to where the point, how he lost his home. He was at odds with his family. He didn't have anybody to, care about him. Pretty much lost everything. And just on a random coincidence, a garbage man sees a guy laying on the road and just reaches out to them and, does, the humane thing, try to get him some help. And so we don't hear enough stories like that. That's why I'm sharing that today. And that's another thing that I'm always, talking about on my platform. We got to look out for each other. We can't keep that mentality of, well, nobody did anything for me. I made it on my own. Everybody doesn't have your strength. Everybody doesn't have your tenacity. Whatever it is that, you went through and you overcame, whatever it is, and you're successful now, everybody doesn't have that in them. Some people need a little push. Some people need help, like this guy. It doesn't say the name of the man's name, probably for obvious reasons to respect him, but it was a picture of him. He posted it online and went viral. He was telling them basically he's now a model employee. He's never missed a day. He's received all kinds of accolades on the job. He's respected amongst his peers at the job. And, he's pretty much a productive member of society now, a pillar in his community. And he just, he hit rock bottom and he needed somebody to help him. And I think that's the only way we're going to overcome this little situation we're in as a people is to band together and help each other and, not be so judgmental towards one another, because we love in our culture calling somebody trifling. Like that's in our culture, like we quick to say, call somebody trifling and not know their background story, what they got going on with them. They can have a mental condition, they can have, a physical condition, something. But, when we feel somebody's not operating at 110%, we'll call them trifling. Um, Let me see. I believe this is my last one I got for today. All this chicken. I can't count. 1, 2. Well, I guess I had 5 articles. So this is my last one for today. This is a story. The headline is the article, because some of these are the headlines are the articles, and this is one of them. Article headline reads: a 9-year-old girl wins major UK math competition. She beat over 400 students for this title. And the young lady's name is Danielle. I can't pronounce her last name. I'm gonna say it, but if I mispronounce or butcher her last name, I believe she's Nigerian. Bodine. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna just say Bodine. Bowden. Something with a B, but yeah. Definitely an excellent story. Definitely noteworthy. That's amazing. By nature, we are scientists, good at mathematics, good at science. You know, that's what's up. Our youth excelling at Excelsior levels. That's what we always need to see. We need to see our youth and showcase examples of our youth excelling at Excelsior levels, as well as, our elders and pretty much everybody in society, showcasing them and highlighting them at their best instead of at their worst all the time. Well, like I said, that does it for the articles. So now I'm going to just give you a quick preview for all my new listeners that are not familiar with my platform and what I do. So on a normal broadcast day, I'll start out by offering free promotion. I did some thinking, like I try not to never exceed 1 hour doing these. So I'm a little bit over my 20-minute mark. I definitely don't even want to exceed like 45 minutes on a live feed. Because basically I want my content to resonate with you and, absorb it and, pass along the positivity on your timeline. So you can't really do that if you're just droning on and on and on and on talking. I was super green when I started this. I didn't have sections. I now have sections. Each section has a speaking point. And my platform's evolving, changing, and growing. I'm going to be having guests pretty soon and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, like I said, I didn't have sections when I first started. I noticed like my podcast, it would just go on and on. I would just be talking in circles, but that's why I broke it down into sections. So my first section I open up is my free promotion section, and in that section, what I'm doing is inviting original people that own and operate their own business, if they would need or would like some promotion, to hit me up at my email address, and then I'll promote their business, product, or service. And then my second section is a contest promotion. I call it the Chew on This contest. And what it is just basically an incentive for all my current listeners to give them opportunity to get a free prize for listening to me. And then anybody new to the podcast, to welcome them and, also get something for free for listening and participating with my content. So the topic for the contest is shopping while black. I want you to share your most recent shopping while black experience. And to enter the contest, hit me up at my web address. And I usually share it on a full broadcast day, so you can tune into my previous episodes to get my email address. I'm separating them by the subject bars. So, tune into one of my previously recorded episodes of the Narrative Podcast to get the details on how to get the free promotion and to enter the Chew on This contest. Now on to my first official section after those two sections, because those are just like the preliminary, the warm-up sections. This is the actual meat, the content of my podcast. The first section is, first official section is the highlight section. And in the highlight section, what I'm doing is highlighting businesses owned and operated by original people. And the purpose of doing that is to play up entrepreneurialism, give the positive frame of reference that we are, a diligent people, a dutiful people, that we enjoy doing for self, that we can do, first of all, we can do for self, enjoy doing for self, and enjoy doing for our community, and, giving back. That's the purpose of that section. And the types of businesses that I highlight, of course, like I said, the proprietors are original people, original men and original women. Again, I have replaced the word black with original. So every time I say original, I mean black, black-owned businesses. That's what I'm highlighting. And then also, another criteria that I use for highlighting the businesses is people that do some type of philanthropy, some type of giving back. They either have their own nonprofit organization or they pay into one, or, they hire their own. That's the giving back. And then also that they had little to no experience with the business. Like if they did have a educational background, their business didn't necessarily align up with their education and training, previous training. It's like a passion project. They just went out on the limb and decided to start a business. Now for my for my last criteria for that business would be excuse me, I lost my train of thought, to align up with my theme. And my theme is right now, fall. It was summer, but since summer is officially over now, school started back up. I do my full broadcast every single weekend. My live broadcast, like random days, I never know which day I'm going to do the broadcast. Yeah. But it was summer, I'm switching over to fall, and so that's the criteria for my highlight section. My second section is called the spotlight section. And in that section, what I'm doing is I'm spotlighting prominent figures in the community. It's usually in the entertainment industry. Actors, actresses, recording artists, comedians, public figures, producers, writers, athletes, public figures, Um, just basically, people using their platform to speak on our issues, to boldly speak on our issues without being apologetic with it, giving back to the community, speaking, using their voice to impact our community in a positive way. Also, create jobs, do some type of philanthropy. Those are the type of people that I highlight. And not for nothing, I started the way for highlighting because before I started my highlighted section, no one on the internet was talking about highlighting. Next section after that is my health and wellness section. What I'm doing there is just basically giving tips for total body health and wellness. So it's usually like the health benefits of a fruit, vegetable, plant, or herb, or some type of physical exercise you can do, or some type of mental, mindful breathing, like type exercise you can do to say, keep your mental focus and mental clarity. Some type of meditation or something like that. But that's basically what I'm doing in that section is promoting total health and wellness. And the reason why I feel I need to do that because our people are at the target of everything because they keep on doing everything to us. They keep on putting stuff in our food, putting stuff in the air, in our water, in our cosmetics, in our minds, with the programming, the television programming, with the music. So what that does is weaken your immune system. When they constantly keep bombarding you with all this negative stuff, all this artificial things they keep putting in our food and in our water, clothing, you name it. And all these things are usually, disrupt, distort, disoriented, or completely destroy our genetic makeup. So I'm just giving tips to stay in full health, things that will fortify your immune system and help you live a happy, active, productive life, health-wise. And then a disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a herbalist, I'm not a guru. Don't have anything like degrees in nutrition. But just things that I know work, that I have incorporated in my life, and I have physically seen, the change in things that have worked, that I know for a fact that I got receipts that have worked. And I'm just sharing it with you, and hopefully you will take and apply it to your life. We're all different people. We all have, we have similar, melanin like that, but, our genetic makeup is different. Our cells are different. Like what works for me might not work for you. But, I just hope if you can get something out of it, that's what I just hope for that. Okay, so second to the last section is my speaking point of the day. If I have a speaking point of the day, then I share it. Then the last section is the final thought. My final thought of the day is, it's just something, a friendly reminder, a pearl of wisdom, a gem, a jewel, whatever you want to call it. Just something that will stay on your mind and resonate with you. And then lastly, I plug whatever I got going on and close out. And there you have it. That's the full narrative podcast experience for when I have a full narrative podcast broadcast day. This is a live edition, so I just had some articles to share. And then sometimes if I have a speaking point, I do a dive, I do a brief dive or a deep dive, depending on what it is. And yeah. So today I do kind of got a speaking point. I'm not going to do a super duper long deep dive into it, but just something that's been on my mind lately. Brittany Griner, if I'm pronouncing her name right, the basketball player. Greer, kind of bad at names if you haven't guessed by now. But anyway, I just had a thought, like, it's something that I commonly say on my platform about selective outrage. Before the incident occurred, Brittany came out as gay, just like briefly before the incident happened. So she is of the letter community. And it seems like nobody outside of the original people community is coming forward in defense of Brittany. And I want to know where all these feminists are, all these non-original people in that community are. Why aren't they using their platforms to flood the media about the release for one of their own? Because the punishment does not fit the crime, even when you factor in foreign soil, foreign laws. I get it. It's much harsher over there. But pardon me. Yeah, so I'm just wanting to know where is the outrage? Why isn't every single, person in the rainbow community doing a TikTok, passing around petitions, doing PSAs aimed towards the Russian government? Where's all these so-called patriots that say they love America? So she is an American. She went over there to play basketball, but she's still one of us. And right now we're at odds with Russia, so where are all these patriots? Where's the outrage with the American patriots? It's only patriotic if they're Caucasian? I don't understand. I mean, I do understand it's the same crack, different toilet. So my point that I'm making is it should be like a tsunami. Because it seems like when this group is offended, when an original person offends this group, they get canceled. It's immediate retaliation. They come out in droves and they are relentless until they get what they want. Until, like, if they're in the entertainment industry, they're canceled. They can't get any more shows. They can't get any more endorsements. They're done. They're a wrap. Or if it's a corporation and they offended this community, they felt like they didn't include them, then they use their voice, and then the corporation or the conglomerate goes out of business. They run them out of business. So I'm saying, why don't they take that same energy into getting someone who is openly that way that represents their community to get them out of the dire straits that they're in. So we already know why America was so slowful in doing anything, because this system wasn't designed for us anyway. They're not going to use their influence and power to help us in any type of way. We know this. This is like rudimentary basics by now. They only help us when there's something in it for them. So that's all I wanted to just, put in the atmosphere. I just want to know, where's the anger? Where's the aggression? Where's the passion for Brittany? Because they got all this relentless passion when, an original person offends them, like an original male or female comedian tells a joke that they don't like, then they're canceled. Immediately backlash. So where's the backlash for, this superpower that we're at odds with, that we're not getting along with anyway? Well, that's my time. Thanks for listening. This was just a super random live. Please download this episode of the Narrative Podcast and all previously recorded episodes of the Narrative Podcast to support my platform so I can bring you a better show, so my platform can keep growing, better equipment, more crisp resolution, more crisp sound, stuff I can do for that. The best way you can do to help me for supporting the podcast is wherever you get your podcast from. Just download, click the download. You can also share it on other platforms. But definitely click that download button and download this episode and all my other ones. This marks, I believe, this episode I'm 119 in. And when I broadcast this weekend, it'll be 120. So I'm moving. I'm definitely staying consistent with it. I'm 120 episodes in this weekend. Also, I write poetry, a personal poetry blog called Halsey's Poetry Corner. The web address for that is www.mrhalseyblogs.com. And I write poems pretty much every single day, post on there. That's also, monetized. To go help me out with that, please share it on all platforms. Share it on all platforms. Share it on your Twitter, on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your whatever. Tumblr, YouTube, TikTok, whatever platform you got, please share a poem from that link, Halsey's Poetry Corner, on it. And that'll help me tremendously. I'll funnel that back into, this platform. And like I said, I got all kinds of stuff coming around the corner. I got a whole lot of things I'm working on that'll help expedite the process to support downloading these episodes, sharing all my poems from Halsey's Poetry Corner on all your platforms. And it's just going to get greater later. Thank you for all your support and all your continued support. To everyone that's been supporting me since day one, thank you. And that'll do it for this edition of the Narrative Podcast. Halsey Allen and the Narrative Podcast signing off. Check me out this weekend to avoid missing a live episode of the Narrative Podcast. You probably want to follow my YouTube channel. It's just Halsey Allen. Subscribe to that channel and click your alerts. My audio podcast broadcast directly to that when I'm live, and then it also broadcasts directly to my Twitter when I'm live. So you might want to follow me on Twitter to avoid missing a live broadcast. And my Twitter handle is Halsey Allen again. So Halsey Allen on Twitter, HALLZIE Allen, ALLEN. So yeah, thanks everybody. Halsey Allen, the Narrative Podcast, signing off. I will see you this weekend.
You are now listening to the Narrative Podcast with Halsey Allen. The Narrative Podcast is changing the narrative one episode at a time.
Gonna set your place on fire. Put a little bit of shit, put a little bit of shit, put a little bit of gasoline. Put a little bit of shit, put a